going to be working with the line and arc command as well as some other miscellaneous tools here. You can see the drawing that I'll be working from. And all of the information is here that we need to complete this drawing. You can see we'll have lines, circles, and arcs. Okay. And so we're in AutoCAD, and let's say we had a drawing we were working on. Let's go to New. And then this comes up, right? Select a template to work from. You could also just go down to, well, I don't really want to open a template, I just want to open a drawing, and then boom, you can just open a drawing. But as the default comes, basically is this, what we've been working on is this AutoCAD template. So you can click open, hit continue. And what these templates are is that if you remember when we went into format and units, you can see that this AutoCAD is the default template that always shows decimal, it always shows 4 spaces, it always shows decimal degrees. So basically come back in here and change this to 2 points again. And if you were to have a common setup, say you always wanted to work in 3 decimal points, well, you could basically right now change it to 3 decimal points and then save a template. And we're not going to get into that until later on in the course. But that's what's going on if you ever need to hit File, New. Just remember that some of the things, some of the settings reverted back to the original. Okay, so if we look at our drawing here, we want to pick a place. Let's just make sure that we snap to any one of these points. We don't have to start at 0, 0, right? But we do want to snap to a point for easy reference, and that'll be interesting later on when we draw these arcs. We're going to be grateful that we actually turned our snap on. So let's just pick a starting point, and we know we're going to go 6 inches. Now what's interesting, in the last time we always typed in 2 coordinates, a value for the x and a value for the y. But in fact what you can do is just keep this line, start this line off in the direction you want to go, and do 2 things. Hit 6 and then hit enter. And we went over 6 inches here. And you notice we didn't do 6, 0. It's because if I have this line facing in any direction, I can type in any one number and hit enter, and it will draw the line that far along, whether it was 6 or 5 or however many units you decide to give it. It'll draw the line along at this angle for that length. So we're going to draw the rest of this using what it's called direct dimensioning. Okay. So we want to go, before we get right into the arcs here, we're going to draw basically a rectangle, and we're going to include that part right there. But we aren't going to just go to this point, draw an arc, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do, I didn't just catch that dimension. If you did, let's see. This is 1.25. Okay, so we have here, they give us the radius of the arc. So the radius is 1.5. I know that the diameter from here to here is going to be 3. So when I draw this rectangle up, I'm going to go up 3 inches and hit enter. And then we know this is 2, 2, so then we go over 2, down 0.5, over 2, up 0.5, over 2. Okay, simple enough. So we're going to go over 2, down 0.5, over 2, up 0.5, enter, over 2, and then I can just close. Now for the arcs, it's just like circles. There's a variety of ways to draw arcs. What we're going to pick is 3-point arc, which is very common. Actually, not true. We're going to click the center start end. Okay? Or the start center end, in fact. So the start of the arc is going to begin right there. The center of the arc, you recall, so it's telling me this is 1.5 inches up out of 3. So that's my midpoint. So start. And down here it's asking me to click the center point, okay? And then the end point. Okay, and then there's our arc right there. And so what I can do is this line right here, I can now delete it. I don't need it right there. It's basically just a construction line. We can also, let's do it another way here. Let's do draw arc. Let's do center start end. Doesn't make any difference. Oh, actually it snapped all the way up to that corner, and I don't know why. So let's not do it that way. We want arc, start, center, end, because we know that works. Start, center, end, select, delete. And I could have actually left those construction lines because they're also going to be the midpoint of that line is also going to be the center of each of these circles, which is a diameter of 1.25. But I think with the grid and the snapping, we're going to be able to find that just fine. So let's get to circle. Let's get the right circle. We know the radius, so let's do center and radius. So first I select my center, I clicked, and I select my radius. I enter it as 1.25, enter. And that looks way too big. Yeah, because I want a diameter 1.25. So let's just delete that. Recent input, circle, here we go. And radius, well, radius would be 0.75, which is half of the diameter. But let's do what we meant to do in the first place. Let's go to draw, circle, center, diameter. Okay, 1.25, okay. Now we can repeat 1.25 and enter. Okay, perfect. And I think that completes our drawing. Yes, it does. Have we worked on saving? It's not that hard, right? So we want to save as, and I made a particular folder on the desktop, Google Drive, and this is called Spacer, DWG, save, and exit. Okay, next time we'll be going through a couple of complete drawings just as we have done with some interesting combination of circles and arcs, and we'll be moving on. Thank you very much. Have a great day.